Well, thanks for tuning into the Market Wrap right here on BloombergQuint Live. I'm Niraj Shah, and it's been you would have to say it's been an interesting day simply because we didn't correct as much. But remember what I told you at the start of the trading day on trade setup, that how the SGX Nifty is indicating may not be the way the markets will end. So the markets ended about flattish, if you will. So about 0.11% post close. At the last tick, it was some about 0.38, 0.34% lower. Now, the interesting thing is the change that has happened in the market. So just let's stick with this for a minute, right? What's happening? If you see the gainers and the losers, and we'll also talk about the week. But first, for the day, uh, you will see Cipla, Sun Pharma, down below some other pharma names which have all done well. So pharma is coming to the party now. The last 7 days or 5 days, pharma index has gained about 8%. There is strength in stocks like UPL, results day, SBI participated a little bit, but then aside of that, Mahindra and Mahindra, an auto company into the mix, Grasim, and you will see that a lot of these cement or cement related companies are doing well. So essentially, these are the ones which did really well in the session today. What didn't do well? Reliance corrected about 2%, Eicher Motors about 2.5%. We had some bit of weakness in HDFC as well, post numbers. HDFC Life induction in the index, and that one started out, the debut wasn't on the best notes, about 1.3% lower. What about the broad end of the spectrum? That's the other interesting bit. The Nifty 500 will come up, and you will see the kind of gains and losses that came in, and essentially what was the market breadth like as well. So the breadth, I thought seemed okay, to be honest, but individual stocks and some very interesting movers, and both on the gaining side as well as the losing side. Now that is the interesting bit today, because a lot of stocks reacted very, very negatively to the numbers and to the news flow as well. So look at, like, let me start the losers. Look at National Fertilizers, down about 15%. Cholamandalam, 5.5%. Today was a results day for that one. Future Retail, and it's so risky to trade this one. On the flip side, Lotus Labs, just 18%, and it was up about 10-11%, and post the call went up even more, which suggests that institutions which attended the call thought there was merit in trying to own it even more after the run-up that we've seen. IFL Wealth and big bang day, Indamart Intermesh 9% higher in trade, Dixon about 8%. Remember, we spoke about Dixon Technologies in the trade setup today as well, that this could well be one key thing. So the two stocks that we spoke about today on trade setup, which is Torrent Pharmaceuticals as well as Dixon, both of them reacting just the way we had thought. So really good going for some of the broader market stocks. Now, remember, before I come to trends, just a quick snapshot of what happened in the week as well, because it's important to decipher what happened in this week gone by and how does it keep us in store for the week ahead. And I'll come to that trade takeaways in a bit. But first, the weekly performance, the 5-day performance of the Nifty. Let's just stick to the Nifty, because I mean it'll capture almost everything. So as you can see, I was talking about how pharma has had a good week, right? Last 5 days, 7-8% up move. Reddy, Sun Pharma, Cipla, all of them have done well. TCS and Infosys have done well, and Ultratech, Grasim, JSW Steel, Tata Steel. So that entire set of commodity plays are doing well, and that is kind of what is not doing well are the banks as well as Reliance Industries, down about 3% as well, and that's really the key. By the way, Z and corrected about 8%, and BPCL after that extension corrected 7% too. But that's the key takeaway, isn't it? That it is these commodity names to a certain extent, maybe a select auto name or two, as well as pharma, which are really masking the kind of weakness that banking and Reliance are showing. Reliance marginally about 3% lower, but banking and the kind of weakness that is coming in the banks, that is being masked by what's happening within these three industries, which is pharma, cement and metals, so commodities and autos. Now, Reliance fell today, but mind you, almost everybody that I've spoken to believes that Reliance will find support if it falls more, because there is a bit of a fear of missed out, FOMO effect in Reliance Industries. And frankly, people are benchmarking Geo to the global plays, right? So if if Apple, Amazon, Facebook, all three which came out with really good numbers, do very well today, then it could well work in Geo's favor and therefore in Reliance's favor. By the way, keep in mind that the Nasdaq up move today could well aid the sentiment on Monday. Again, I'm presuming that the Nasdaq will end higher. We know that it'll start higher because of these results. Whether it ends higher or remains to be seen. I think it'll be an interesting one. Last but not the least, in a bad quarter, if companies come out with good numbers, they are getting rewarded. And I think I've chosen three examples of companies that have seen a remarkable up move today because of the numbers that have come out. And all three, they've had a bit of a run up ahead of the numbers. So you look at Lotus Labs, something that I spoke about, 933, and look at this. It's had a brilliant run up. This is of course intraday, but it's had just had a brilliant run up all through and through, and it's gained more. Similarly for Deepak Fertilizers, when we published the story on IPA prices about 2 weeks ago, Deepak Fertilizer was 114 rupees or 115 rupees, whatever. Today, before the results, it was at 145, which means it's already rallied about 20-25%. And post results, Deepak Fertilizer ended at 159, right? Which just shows that the market is loving rewarding companies that are actually displaying good quarterly performances. SL Propack, a case in point. So we've had some tremendous gains for companies which are doing well. The only point is, and SL Propack will come up on your screen. The producer is kind enough to get that Arjun or Archit, one of the two, and they've gotten this as well. But again, you can see, right, the move that we've seen in the stock. And this is the beauty. That if you can identify the commentary and the results of a management and a business right, then even in these markets which are looking slightly stretched, there are large gains to be made. And that is something that all of you should keep an eye out for. But we'll get to know about this only next week because it's Friday. It'll be interesting to see what NASDAQ does today. That might have a bearing on what the markets do on Monday morning as well. So until then, all of you stay safe, have a great weekend, and please maintain social distance. Thanks so much for watching.